All right. Speaking of nuclear revenge, we got one here that's kind of in that vein. You ready?
Yep.
Am I the jerk for putting a giant, ugly statue on my lawn to spite my HOA? I, 26 male, bought my first house last year. It's in a neighborhood with a notoriously strict homeowners association, or HOA. The HOA president is this woman named Karen. That is not her real name, but she earned it. Karen is obsessed with everything looking like a boring, perfect cookie cutter magazine catalog. My house is a bit older, and I've been slowly renovating it. Last month, Karen sent me a formal HOA violation letter claiming that the gravel driveway I was installing was visually aggressive and was ruining the neighborhood's aesthetic. She demanded I tear it out and pay for expensive poured concrete, or else I would face a $500 fine. I checked the HOA rulebook cover to cover. Gravel driveways are actually 100% allowed in our zone. She was just making up rules because she hated how it looked. I tried to explain this to her, but she told me, "Move your trashy style somewhere else or I will make your life miserable." I was furious. So, I decided that if I was going to ruin her aesthetic, I was going to do it right. I went online and found a guy on Craigslist who was selling a massive, 8-foot tall, bright red metal robot statue. It looked exactly like a giant anime mech, complete with huge, pointy black sunglasses welded onto its chest. It was incredibly loud, bright, and obnoxious. I bought it, hired a flatbed truck, and had it bolted directly onto my front lawn, facing Karen's house across the street. According to the HOA bylaws, lawn art under 9 feet tall does not require pre-approval. I'm perfectly within the rules. Now, whenever Karen opens her pristine front door, she's stared down by a giant, aggressive red robot, pointing a massive metal finger toward her house. She completely lost her mind. She screamed at me in my driveway and threatened to sue me. Some of my other neighbors think it's hilarious, but a few think I went way too far and escalated a minor argument into a neighborhood war. Am I the jerk here, or did she get exactly what she deserved?
I was about to say I'd have that thing flipping the finger the whole time, and then he said it as yes.
I don't think that's the finger he meant. I think he was pointing like a pointing finger, but it,
No, he said the finger.
he said a finger.
No, the.
Whatever, fine. We could put our imaginations to work and let him do that. Also, there was sunglasses on his chest, which didn't make any fucking sense either. But nevertheless, nuclear
I didn't
revenge
hear on the
success
chest. I heard big black pointy sunglasses welded on.
to his chest.
Yeah, whatever.
You're fucking
It's
deaf.
a bra. I'm old.
No, it's all good. I fucking hate HOAs that are that fucking anal. Now, don't get me wrong. Is there a value to having an HOA? I think there is to some degree. If you don't want fucking trashy ass neighbors throwing, whatever anywhere, leaving fucking half broken down cars in the middle of the fucking lawn, granted that's their property to do whatever the hell they want to. But if you're in such a tight knit space like that, like that's a fucking eyesore. Now, a gravel driveway, on the other hand, who gives a fuck? Where we come from, we parked in the fucking grass.
It's my fucking house. I'll do what I want with it. Fuck your HOA.
I mean,
Simple as that.
I don't know, man. I
I
I live in an HOA. Granted, it's a really relaxed HOA and not a whole lot is going on, but like there's some rules in the neighborhood about picking up dog shit and things like that, in common areas and stuff that, if that wasn't the case, like there would be nothing there. So I'm not 100% against HOA, but to be super fucking petty, especially if it's not in the rules already.
The problem is most HOAs are fucking petty.
But
It's
that's
one thing to have. It's one thing to have some rules like, hey, pick up the dog shit, or, try not to leave your trash on the side of the road. That's one thing. But you can't have this and you can't have that and you can't park your car here and you can't do this. Motherfucker, it's my house. If I want to park my car in my front yard, guess where the fuck I'm parking?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when you go to buy a house, you know whether or not it's in an HOA or not. It's not like that sprung upon you. So he knew what he was getting into. And overall, if he agreed with all the rules ahead of time, then it shouldn't be an issue. Now, I know that they have meetings and stuff where they can put new rules into place, and it has to be a majority vote or whatever. And then that could get problematic, but...
He stayed within the rules.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm
And
saying
she's
is...
still being a bitch.
Yeah, the rules, like the HOA people, that they have like this I'm better than thou attitude, and that shit is what pisses me off.
Yeah, basically, that's the shit I can't stand. We all bleed the same.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I don't care how much money you have, how much money you don't have, what color your skin is. We all fucking bleed the same.
Yeah. True that. So is this guy the asshole for putting up the statue? I think we both agree. No.
He didn't go far enough. He didn't go far enough. Under 9 foot, I would have went 8 foot 12. I would have went 8 foot 11 inches.
There you go. There's
it's under 9 foot.
There's your trying to figure out the math issue for the day. We all have our dirt to dirt moments.
I'd have been right under that motherfucker though. 8 foot 11 3/4.
I absolutely think it's great though when people can find the gray areas of the rules and exploit them. It's fucking fantastic.
Especially if someone's just being a bitch.
I mean, yeah, a fucking concrete driveway, those are fucking expensive. I mean, at minimum, you're looking at about $12,000.
Dude, gravel's fucking expensive.
Gravel is expensive. It's about $25, $20 to $25 a ton right now. I know because I deliver it all the time. But a truckload is about $450 to $500 for a full dump truck worth. And that's enough to cover not that much fucking space.
About to say, I think when I looked to get my driveway done, it was going to be about 3 truckloads.
Yeah.
And it was just the one side of the driveway.
Right. So you're looking at, what is that, $1,000, $1,500 just for that? I mean, it's significantly cheaper than $15,000 for concrete. Yeah. So this guy's...
My driveway's still dirt because I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I think this is a much better way to spend your money. Who doesn't want a fucking giant transformer in the front of their yard?
So where I work, I don't see it anymore because unfortunately the guy passed of the customer I had. Mm-hmm. But over in between cities where I stop, they have this huge transformer outside. Like, they welded this thing up. It has machine guns, everything. This thing looks badass. I'd have it in my front yard.
Hell yeah.
I would too. Yeah, I mean, they're in the country, so they can. I'm kind of in city limits. I'd still have this motherfucker in my front yard. Let someone say something.
Yeah, for real. Being a truck driver, big fan of Optimus Prime, most badass semi ever.
Right.
So
I got to see if I can find a picture of this thing and send it to you. This thing is badass.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Yeah, we agree. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
He didn't take it far enough.
If you're an asshole like us, click subscribe and join the party. All right, on to the next one.
Am I the asshole if I have a word with a neighbor about a loud buzzing noise? First-time poster, and I'm on mobile, so I apologize. My neighbors moved in about 2 months ago. They're renting, if that makes a difference. Since they moved in, I've heard a buzzing noise every now and again, but I didn't think much of it. Now they have obviously gone away for a few days. For the last 3 days, there has been a buzzing noise going on almost constantly, apart from maybe 3 hours total. It is so loud that I can hear it everywhere in the house and even outside. Luckily, it isn't too bad in my room, but I've had to have my 5-year-old autistic son sleep in my bed just so he can rest, because the noise goes on all night. Would I be the asshole if I had a word with them when they get back? It is driving me insane, and I don't want it to happen again if they go away in the future.
Okay. I got a life lesson for this poster. Don't ask questions you don't want the fucking answer to. You're gonna find out they have a mountain of fucking vibrators in their house for their weekly gathering of the orgy.
No, so this is one of those, you wait till you know they're home, they're resting, they're falling asleep, and then you make all the fucking noise and wake them up.
I guess that's one way to go about it. I would just ask them, hey, do you guys have like something like on the wall or something? It could be electrical stuff in the wall too. I don't know how old this apartment is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't live in an apartment anymore, but I'll tell you, even in the house, walls aren't that thick.
Right.
Hell, when we started recording, I heard a TV, and I guess she didn't even have it that loud. So I'm guessing any little noise, she's probably going to hear.
Right. It's just weird that it's a buzzing noise. So obviously, my mind is where it is, and I automatically went to vibrator. But I don't know what would be making that noise. Like, that's
A
weird.
vibrator.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can fucking think of. Either that or like there's a dryer out of sink or a washer but that wouldn't be going for the several days that they're gone. I would ask him about it.
Maybe like an older AC unit or...
Yeah, maybe. I mean, either that or she said she's hearing it throughout her entire house. That's fucking weird.
That's loud. That
Yeah.
would be loud.
So it's okay. The only way to emanate sounds throughout, the only thing I could think of something in the HVAC system.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, that's going to be making noise through all the vent holes. So I would, number one, talk to your landlord, see if there's something fucked up with the AC or something like that before even doing anything. And number two, have them come over for fucking dinner and just be like, do you guys hear that buzzing noise? Do you guys hear that?
Bring your vibrator with you.
Right, yeah. If it is a vibrator, you better fucking bring it over here because I want to have some fun too.
They probably just, turned it on and sat it on the vent and left. That way it's going through the vents.
Right. That's one way to
Oh,
piss off a
shit.
neighbor, I guess. You would think if they were to conjoined apartments, though, like they wouldn't both have the same vents. There should be two separate units.
Yeah. Each one would have its separate unit. However, if they have air ducts inside, they could be running side by side, and if one's having issues and vibrating, it could vibrate against the other one and cause that sound.
Yeah, I mean, there could be a bracket loose. This is a fucking maintenance issue, and you're blowing it out of fucking proportion because you have an autistic kid.
I mean, I don't think she'd be the asshole just for simply asking, hey, I noticed while you guys were gone, there was like a vibrating noise coming from your apartment. Do you happen to know what that would be or something like that? I don't see an issue with asking.
Right, and if they have no idea what it is, then it's a fucking maintenance issue.
Maybe it's in her apartment and she just thinks it's the neighbor.
Right. Very well could be.
Maybe she forgot to turn her vibrator off.
Well, don't get me wrong, like that's totally a possibility, but I am a truck driver in my normal job, and let me just tell you, any buzzing noises that are happening inside of the cab from even my drink rattling around in the fucking cup holder, it drives me insane. I can't fucking do it. I find it, put a napkin down or whatever it is. I can totally understand the annoyance of this. Do I think she's the asshole? Would she be the asshole if she approached her neighbors about it? No, if you do it like smooth and don't be like the previous lady that just blurts it out, accusing them of doing something wrong. Just be chill about it. Like, be normal.
No, that's what I'm saying. Just simply ask. It's not that hard to say, hey, do you happen to notice this sound or blah, blah, blah? You ain't got to be...
Yeah, I would totally invite them in and see if they can hear the noise in your place. Hey, could you come over to my apartment real quick? I have something that's going on, and I just need a second opinion to make sure I'm not going crazy. I think I hear a buzzing noise or something like that. Could you, confirm? I don't know. And just present it like you're fucking clueless. And if they hear it too, then they have no way to deny that there is a noise intrusion into your apartment if it does end up having to be something from them. So they can't be like, no, that's not fucking ours. I don't know what you're talking about, if you sit there and point the finger right away. Like, you're opening the door up for them to already have like an acknowledgement that this is happening.
Yeah, I agree with you. So we're gonna say not the asshole, just be smart about your conversation.
Right, definitely not the asshole. If they're doing something intentionally to fuck with you, I mean, that could be something, and then you can retaliate, like Nick said, where you set up an air horn to go off every 10 minutes or a beep to go off every 10 minutes, whatever it is, or I don't know, weed killer their lawn or something. Who the fuck knows? We could
It's an
talk.
apartment; they don't care.
We could talk about revenge plots later, but I think we're in both agreement, not the asshole on this one.
I'm down for some revenge plots. What's up? That's something we should look at, is some work revenge stories.
There's a ton of them. The subreddit's called Nuclear Revenge, but they tend to be kind of longer stories. If the commenters or the channel wants to hear stuff like that, let us know in the comments. If you want to hear some nuclear revenge stories, we'll get those in here too.
Yeah.
All right.
Relationship advice, something that neither of us have been great at in our life. We'll give you those too.
Sure. Yeah. Some nuclear revenge. He slept with my sister, so I fucked his cat.
What the fuck? I didn't know we were going to bestiality.
Revenge is revenge, man. You got to take it how you can get it.
That gives a whole new meaning to take it how you can get it.
All right, sorry, that was a little too fucking far there. All right, on to the next one.
Am I the asshole for refusing to exclude my non-biological son for the sake of my biological son, who I never knew existed? My wife, 45 female, and I, 45 male, have 3 kids, 19 male, 18 male, and 11 female. My 18-year-old son, let's call him Blake, fake name, is not biologically mine or my wife's son. He is my best friend's son. My best friend tragically passed away when Blake was 7. My best friend was like a brother to me, and he was a single father. My wife and I ended up getting legal guardianship of Blake after my best friend died. Blake was 7 at the time. We got guardianship of Blake for a lot of reasons, but that is not my story to tell. That is Blake's story, so I will not go into detail. But Blake is my son. I will always respect and honor his biological father. But Blake views me as his dad, and he views my wife as his mom. My other kids, 19 male and 11 female, are his siblings. Things have not always been easy, but Blake has grown into an amazing man, and I am so proud of him. For some backstory, my wife and I broke up about 6 weeks after our oldest son, let's call him Danny, fake name, was born because the stress of parenthood was driving us apart. We were not married at the time. We went off and lived our own lives as single people for about a year. I was, of course, still an involved father to my oldest son. During the beginning of my breakup with my wife, when Danny was maybe 4 months old, I met a woman who was much older than me. Let's call her Lily. Fake name. Lily and I were never a couple. We met up a few times, and then we never spoke to each other again. Lily had a son, James. Fake name. Apparently, she thought James was the son of her husband, who she is still with to this day, despite the fact that Lily cheated on him. I had no clue she was married, by the way. When James turned 18, he took an ancestry test and got results that did not quite match who he thought was his biological father. He matched with me on Ancestry because I took a test a few years back. James got in contact with me, which was obviously a shock, but my wife and I have welcomed him into our family with open arms. So now I have 4 kids, 19 male, 18 male, 18 male, and 11 female. I'm still figuring out my father-son dynamic with James, but he is a great guy, and I am so happy he is part of our lives now, despite how confusing the whole situation was at first. But James seems to have some issues with Blake. Blake does not know this, and I am not entirely sure why James seems to resent him. Earlier today, James asked me if we could go on a father-son camping trip with Danny. I was, of course, very enthusiastic about a camping trip with my sons, especially since I missed so much of James's life. But I obviously mentioned that Blake would be invited too. James got annoyed. He kept telling me that Blake does not have to be invited to everything. Then he told me that it would be nice for me to spend time with my actual sons for once, without Blake. That annoyed me because Blake is my son just as much as Danny and James are. So I told James that either Blake is invited or the camping trip is not happening. James is now accusing me of loving Blake more than I love him. So, am I the asshole?
I don't think it's so much loving one more than another. I think it's a jealousy thing, you know. James is just now realizing that who his actual dad is, and he was jealous of the relationship him and Blake have.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm sure that he knows that Blake is not his kid either. Obviously, he's saying you should spend time with your actual sons. I think what could solve this is really just spending some one-on-one time with James. And just, having some heart-to-heart conversations and being like, look, dude, we didn't know that I was your dad. You didn't know I was your dad. I didn't know I was your dad. And we missed out on a lot of years. So I want to take a little bit of extra time with you alone to rebuild a connection or to build a connection that hadn't been there for so long. The other boys can be excluded, and we'll just have some one-on-one time, the two of us. But if we're going to do something together as like a boys trip, every boy has got to be included. Ever since Blake was 7, he's been with us, and it's not fair to not include him in that whole situation. And the dynamic here is kind of crazy to start with, but all in all, it's tough. I can imagine that this Danny kid, the James kid, could be feeling some type of way.
Yeah, it's definitely a Jerry Springer type,
For real.
episode going on here. I'm waiting for Steve to come out and break up a fight, but it's definitely like, the way I would explain it to him is, hey, if you want to take a boys trip, all the boys are going, like you said. But you got to understand, just like Blake isn't my biological son, he's my son. I've had him since he was 7. That's my son. You are my son as well. I love you just as much as I love him, but let's get some one-on-one time with each individual child.
Right.
Because that's something that's needed anyways. I mean, me and my daughter will go on daddy-daughter dances. My son doesn't really want to do a bunch of extra stuff with me because he's stuck with me with all the sports.
Right.
But if he said, hey, Dad, let's go do this, I'd be down for something like that, some one-on-one time. But it's definitely something that needs to be sat down and talked about. Maybe get a therapist.
Yeah. I think a therapist would be definitely a good call here in this situation too, because it's like everybody in this whole family has had weird stuff happen. Like, even for the oldest, Danny, the 19-year-old male, had this kid Blake be forced into his life at a young age. Blake was 7. They're only 1 year apart, so he would have been 8. He would have been 8 years old when Blake came into the family household. I know, I'm good at math. Thank you.
It took you a long time to add 1.
Whatever. Anyway. But no, ultimately, it's like, and explain too, like the blood and water situation. And the actual quote I recently heard is, everybody hears it as blood is thicker than water. But the real quote is the blood of the womb, the blood of the covenant is often thicker than the water of the womb. Meaning a blood relationship isn't the same as like the water of the womb. So effectively, if you've bled with somebody, you're a combat buddy, a warrior buddy, like you've gone through some stuff with somebody and you've had a covenant with somebody, that bond is often thicker than what it is with your siblings. Like our situation, we're technically not blood relatives.
Right. We're not related at all other than marriage.
Right. You're my stepbrother, I'm your stepbrother, but I feel like out of all the siblings, me and you have the closest connection.
Which is funny because I wanted to kill you forever.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that now. But I know your weak spots, motherfucker. Bring it on. I kicked that left knee sideways.
So, a little backstory. I always told Zach, the day you turn 18, I'm beating your fucking ass. Well, he turned 18, turned out to be a decent guy. So, one Thanksgiving, we went out in the backyard with some boxing gloves.
Yep.
Needless to say, Mom wasn't too happy about that, but it was fucking great.
Yeah.
We both come in with a bloody lip.
Yeah, we both had a bloody lip, walked inside, and I think we were going to go for a little bit longer, and we both were like, yeah, we both drew blood. I think that's good.
Then we went inside, had a beer, and
That's it, man.
it was a good time.
Yeah. So ultimately, I think the James and the Blake kids should have some one-on-one time together. Stuff them in a room, maybe give them a pair of boxing gloves. They're both the same age. Fucking let them duke it out, grow some of that blood covenant, and they'll be all right.
I said, I think it's a jealousy factor, man.
For sure.
That's all it is. I think he's not the asshole. He's trying to look out for all their feelings, not just one person's feelings. You know, yeah, James might be getting upset because he's not, doing exactly what he wanted, but it's not like he's excluding him. He's just saying, no, we need to do this together.
Right. And there definitely needs to be a conversation. Hey, this trip, we're going to do it together. I promise I'll spend some one-on-one time with just you and the other two boys, just to have some one-on-one time connection with you guys. We'll talk about anything and bring that up. I was going to say something else here with that. No, I don't think he's the asshole either, just because it's a tough dynamic, man. It's really difficult to manage relatives, number one, that are coming into your life after they've already had their life effectively, and then also to manage relatives or family members that are bonus family members, ones that you didn't birth. I think this gentleman is ultimately one of the most respectable guys that I've ever heard of. Taking on his best friend's kid as his own fucking kid, that's a big fucking deal.
I kind of wonder what the backstory behind that is. That has to be...
Well, he said that the dad was a single dad and he ended up dying.
Well, I understand that, but he said it wasn't his story to tell, it's Blake's.
Right.
And I respect that, but man, that has to be some... I mean, it's already kind of a fucked up situation where you got, one kid's from a cheating, one kid's basically they have and then break up instantly, and then another kid's from an adoption, and like one of the four kids was like, all right, we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, the daughter, I didn't hear much about the daughter in this issue.
No, I didn't
what about me, Daddy? I want to go camping too. Nah, you're the runt. Get out of here.
Upsies.
No, ultimately, mad respect to this guy for taking on children that weren't his. And especially, it's not even just like it's a stepchild or anything like that. There is no blood relation at all. And you've effectively adopted a kid of your best friend's. I think if your best friend was still living, he'd have the utmost respect for you as well. So keep that sentiment going along with these boys. They're growing into young men, and they're in a weird point in their life anyway where they're trying to figure some stuff out. Just be there to encourage them.
Right. I agree. I definitely agree with you.
Great. I love it when you agree with me. It means we don't have to have a big old fight.
We got boxing gloves still.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, we'll take it back to the backyard.
You'll have to come over here. You ain't got one.
Right. I have a back driveway. It hurt a hell of a lot worse going down.
I mean, you got a small patch of grass in the front.
Don't be giving up my location, damn it.
Hey, we'll go to the hill over there.
Yeah, oh gosh.
Where we did the Easter egg hunt?
Yeah.
Or candy hunt?
Yeah. Goodness gracious. This has been our banter. Stay brazen.
And don't do anything I would do.